Hello and welcome to a very special Drag Race UK live stream here on The Mirror. My name is Ryan Wilks and today I'm joined by the fabulous Anubis. Hi
Hello.
Anubis, how are you?
I'm good, baby. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you
Good.
feeling after the illumination last night? You should be so proud of yourself.
Oh, bless you. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, do you know what? I weirdly feel very good. I feel very happy and very, very proud. So, yeah, it's great. I mean, it was quite a while since we filmed it. So to kind of relive everything was slightly strange. But yeah, it was really fab. I enjoyed it very, very much.
That's great. And if any of you guys have any questions for Anubis today, please do drop them down in the comment section and we can take a look at those for you and try to get those answered.
Yes.
So first things first, Anubis, I want to take things back to when you first got that Drag Race call.
Yeah.
Where were you and how did it feel knowing that you were actually going to be on such a huge show?
Well, to be honest, it was quite weird because I auditioned for season 2 as well. So I auditioned the year before, and I got relatively far, but I didn't hear much else after kind of at the final process. And then obviously my fellow Brightonian friend Joe Black got on. And then for season 3, I auditioned, and then I got the call a few weeks later to tell me that I was going to be on. And to be honest, it was very daunting because for the show, you don't have long to prepare at all. It's kind of like you got to show up, bring your best stuff, and see what happens. And as you can tell from last night, they didn't like it very much. But I had a camp old time, and I was very, very proud of what I did. I represented Brighton in a very camp and traditional way, and I also got to represent my Egyptian heritage as well, which is very important to me. So I'm very, very pleased.
Definitely. And as the season was actually filmed in the pandemic, how
Yes.
was it preparing for the show? Obviously, you had to get garments, you had to get wigs and everything. How hard was that for you?
Really weird because obviously all the shops were closed, so you couldn't like go in and get some fabric, and I couldn't go for fittings because it was illegal. And I'm not one to break the rules, you know what I mean? So I had to pretty much do everything on my own or mutually with designers kind of outside. So it was kind of a guessing game of, God, what waist is this? And oh, does that shoulder pad work with that? So yeah, it was a bit of a guessing game, but we managed to do it, darling. And there is so many looks that you have to prepare for this show. When you think about all the mini challenge outfits you have to prepare, and then all the runways, and then all the stuff in between, it is a lot of stuff to prepare. But yeah, it was really good. But the added pressure and circumstances of the pandemic and the lockdown didn't really benefit me entirely. But it was a learning curve, darling. Do you know what I mean? No one can complain about a learning curve.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, as you've said, you prepared loads of looks for the mini challenges and things. Is there
Mhm.
going to be anything that you show us online where we're going to see some of the looks that you would have shown?
Yeah, so you will see every single look that I prepared for the show every week on my Instagram at Anubis Finch. I'll be releasing them every single week with the runway theme and, the kind of idea behind the garment, and they're all professionally shot photos. So yeah, it's going to be really, really camp. So stay tuned to the social media to see more.
I'll definitely stay tuned for that.
Yay.
So now when you walked into the workroom, I thought that you looked incredible. I felt like your look was actually very like Lady Gaga, like it gave me that Gaga feel. How did it feel waking up on that morning knowing that it was the day that you're about to make your Drag Race debut?
Do you know what? People ask this a lot, but it was genuinely such a mixture of feelings because I've watched the show for so long. It's been on air for 14 years in the US now, and obviously 3 over here. So I've been watching it since I was probably around 13. Yeah, like 12, 13. And it's really inspired me as a show because it is an iconic queer show now, obviously. So it really inspired me to even start drag, because I used to do music, I used to do theatre, and then I found drag through the show. And it kind of incorporated all of my passions into one. But actually getting on the show and then waking up on that first filming day was very terrifying. But yeah, I was very, very happy and excited, obviously, but also having to walk into the workroom, meet all the other girls who are incredibly talented, especially this cast, absolutely phenomenal. And then later on having to meet the absolute icon that is RuPaul, and then the judges. It is just a very daunting experience, but obviously very worth it because I'm sitting here with a blue tick. Do you know what I mean, Ryan? It's brilliant.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. So when you were sat around the table, everyone came in and you were like looking around. Who was your main competition, would you say, in the room?
I think when we were all there, I was really intimidated by Charity Case because I knew that she was, you know, not similar to me in every aspect, but we're both kind of alternative punky queens that are quite out of the box. So I was very intimidated by her because I knew she was really tough competition because she's so artistic, she's so creative, and she sees things through such a complex lens. She's really, really clever with her drag. So I think, yeah, she was definitely main competition, but I was also intimidated by, you know, Crystal Versace, the queen of makeup, and the likes of Victoria Scone, who is one of the best vocalists and most campus entertainers I've ever seen. So it's an incredible, impeccable cast, and I'd say all of them are standouts, but those three in particular were definitely a strong competition for sure.
Great. We've actually got a comment from Daniel. He's asked, are Michelle and Rue as intimidating in person?
No, but they're even more intimidating in person. You know what, honestly, I love them to bits, and Michelle is honestly such a sweetheart off camera as well, absolute sweetheart. But both of them are incredibly intimidating, but they have such heart of gold, and they are really there for us, you know, and it is a show about love, celebration, and artistry. And, you know, sometimes you need to take some of the critiques and the things you see on camera with a pinch of salt, because at the end of the day, it is an entertainment show, obviously. So we're there to make amazing queer TV, and I think that is why it's so amazing. I've said amazing twice. Bloody hell, I'll say it again. Amazing.
And I personally think that you seem like such a creative character, and it's like you've got a lot up your sleeve. And I feel like that really came across in the episode. But if you could go back to the episode and change anything of what you've shown or how you presented, what would you change?
Do you know what? I know this might sound odd because I got eliminated, but I genuinely wouldn't have changed much. And that's not, I'm not saying that from a bitter perspective either. I feel like obviously there are tweaks I would have made. And as an artist, you're constantly evolving and, you know, coming up with new ideas and new ways to do things. But as much as I would have loved to like reinvent the looks, it wouldn't have been true to who I was when I filmed the show. You know, the Anubis now is very different from the Anubis 7 months ago when we filmed that. So yeah, it's an interesting one, but I don't think I would have changed much, really, to be honest. I was really, really proud of the looks I did, and I was happy to represent Brighton and to represent my Egyptian heritage. So that was something I wanted to do, and I managed to do that. So I'm happy.
You should definitely be proud of yourself. I thought your looks were absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
And now moving on to a huge talking point of last night's episode, Victoria Scone entered the competition.
Yes.
And I personally think that the way to show British drag is to by showing someone like Victoria. She's incredible.
Yeah.
Is there any other AFAB performers that you'd like to see enter a future series, or is there any queens that you'd like us to keep an eye out for?
In general, I mean, there's loads. You know what I mean? But I would love more AFAB queens on the show. Obviously, you know, I can think of plenty. You know, Pom Pom and Titi Bang. There's loads of queens I'd love to see. But the main thing I want to see is just more diversity with, you know, with gender, with race, with everything, sexuality. I want to see a real diverse cast in every aspect. And, you know, everyone really wants to see a drag king on the show. That is something that everyone, you know, especially on Twitter, everyone's raving about that. So maybe that's the next step for Drag Race. You never know. Who knows what season 4 brings? Or season 3. I might come back and be a drag king. Who knows?
And speaking of raging on Twitter, fans have gone wild for your elimination. Have you like spent any time looking through the tweets and things, and how have you found actually looking online and engaging with the fans that you've now got from around the world?
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. So I've really tried my hardest to kind of engage with everything, especially on Instagram. You know, that was kind of my main platform. I like Twitter, but I do find it slightly confusing. You know, I'm a bit of a nana at heart, so I find it a bit complex with the hashtags. Bless me. But no, I've heard that I was trending, and I think I was number 1 or number 2 yesterday on Twitter. So I'll take that. But yeah, no, it was really, really cool to see, you know, everyone kind of support me and send me love, because, you know, when you audition for shows like this, you have to prepare for the worst, because sometimes the fans can be, you know, quite nasty to certain queens if they don't agree, or, you know, they think, you know, they've got a bad edit, or they said something about, you know, their favourite queen that they didn't like, and they can say stuff that's quite nasty. But I've had a really, really lovely reception, and I don't take that for granted. So yeah, I try my best to kind of see everything and respond as quickly as possible. But there's thousands of messages to get through. So give a girl time. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got long left. Christ.
Yeah, give people time and also be kind. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Be kind.
Breathe, baby.
And
Breathe.
now, Anubis, obviously, where Drag Race is known for many twists and turns.
Yeah.
If you were to come back to the competition, what challenge do you think you would absolutely kill?
Well, darling, she is a singer-songwriter, so anything musical, I would have steamrolled, to be precise. But no, I would have loved to do the musical. I would have loved to do the acting challenges. But most importantly, I love a bit of comedy and I love an impersonation. So I was really looking forward to doing the Snatch Game. However, I can't reveal who I would have done for the Snatch Game because it's top secret, unfortunately. However, you will find out on my social media when I do a fun little project that I'm going to release on that week, showcasing the 5 different Snatch Game characters that I have. Bit of a spoiler for you.
5, that's incredible. I'd love to see those. We've got a question from Megan. Megan wants to know, is it true that Ru wears joggers under the judging table?
No, it's not true. Ru does, so in obviously with the garments that Ru wears, she does wear that, obviously, bless her. But the studio, as it is kind of commonly known, it is very cold and it's lovely. I find it lovely. People complain, but I find it quite nice because I'm quite sweaty and horrid sometimes, especially when I'm performing. So I quite like to have a bit of coolness in the room. Do you know what I mean? Especially with this much makeup on, darling. It's not a good look.
Great. So after seeing your drag persona through your social media channels and obviously last night's episode, we can see that you're a singer. So is there anything that's coming up in the pipelines for Anubis? What can we expect from you?
Well, there might be a few things in the works that could be top secret, but there is some music on the way. Thank the Lord. But yes, there's plenty of things in the pipeline. There's loads of exciting projects coming up with all the looks that I was going to have. But yeah, music is kind of the thing I'm really focusing on at the moment. So I have just written down a little track and some lyrics. So a single might be coming soon. Who knows? Have to wait and see.
I'll keep an eye out. Well, thank you very much for chatting with me today, Anubis. It's been lovely. And be proud of yourself. You really, really turned it out on last night's show. It's been lovely speaking to you.
You too, God. Have a lovely, lovely day. Thank you.